بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم. So now we're discussing the ism, which is mansub. So we've done the ism marfu'. So if you look at the first bab of the ma'mul, we discussed the ism ma'mul and غير ma'mul. The ma'mul is ma'mul bil asala, ma'mul bil tabi'iyya, and we've completed the marfu'. In there we had 8, 2 in jumla fa'liya and 6 in jumlatun ismiyya. Now moving on to the mansubat. What words are mansub? And then the majrur after that. So al-qism al-thani al-mansub. The ism which is mansub. وَهُوَ إِثْنَا عَشَرَ. They are what? How many altogether? They are 12. Okay? Al-awwalu al-maf'ul al-mutlaq. The first is the maf'ul mutlaq. This is already come in the Arabic book. It's like a definition in Arabic just to codify everything. وَهُوَ مَصْدَرٌ بِمَعْنَى عَامِلٍ قَبْلَهُ. The maf'ul mutlaq is a masdar. We don't translate masdar. It's a masdar. But in the meaning, it's a which. Because this is a, if you look at it here, this bima'na is a not غير صريح of what? Of the masdar. So we translate it accordingly. So it is a masdar which, or a masdar that is, B means a in, is that is in the meaning of the amil before it. Of the amil before it. And even here, this is also the not of what? This amil. So masdar, which is in the meaning of the amil. Which amil? The amil which is before it. So sajada sajdatan, ya sajada sujudan, wa tabattal ilayhi tabatila. So you have a masdar which comes, it's the same meaning as the one before it. We did this already in the Arabic book, nothing to go into detail. We did anything as well. However, what we have in here is the reasons or the purposes we mention a masdar, a maf'ul mutlaq. It's already came in the Arabic book as well. So the first purpose is tawqeed. When you bring a maf'ul mutlaq, what does it do? It creates a ta'qeed and emphasis. Sajadana sujuda. Sajadana sujuda. So here, this say we prostrated, and this sujudan creates an emphasis for tawqeed. Tawqeed or ta'qeed, the same thing. So sajadana sujuda, we have prostrated. Understood? We have what? Prostrated. Okay. Awin naw. Sometimes the maf'ul mutlaq is there to show how what kind of verb it was. So for example, you can say here, he stood. How did he stood? Stood like a soldier, like a child, like a slave, like a rebel. So what you do, what happens when the masdar maf'ul mutlaq is for now, it normally comes at the pattern of fa'latun. Not always, but usually fa'latun. And then you have the mudhaf ilay telling us what kind of sajda. So for example, literally said, Nashjudu sajdata abdin, we prostrate the prostration of a slave. But that doesn't really translate well. How do you translate it instead? We prostrate, come on from the Arabic book, how do you translate it? We prostrate like a slave. So we do sajda to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala like a slave, very humble, with lots of humility. Nahwu nashjudu sajdata abdin. This is for naw. So now it's called the type. It shows you how, it describes the action. Yes? Okay. Awil adadi. Awil adadi. Or like adad. It shows you the number of times the action took place. Okay? Okay? Yes? For example, sajadat sajdatain. She prostrated twice. Many times, sajadat. She prostrated many times. Or sajadat thalathata sajadatin. She prostrated 3 times. You can have the number. G. Pardon me? Adad means number. Remember? Number. Adad means number. So if you look at it here in summary, the maf'ul mutlaq serves 3 purposes. The most common is this purpose. Is this you bring in the Quran is most common in this meaning, just to create emphasis, emphasize, yeah. And then now is to show the type, how, what kind of action it was, and then the adad, the number of times the action took place. Everyone following? Okay. The next one is maf'ulun bihi. We all know what maf'ulun bihi is. Well, how do you describe it? We say وَهُوَ مَا وَقَعَ عَلَيْهِ الْفَعْلُ It is that, you join the ma with the dhamir, ma alayhi, it is that. How to translate it? That upon which the action took place. It is that upon which the action took place. Okay? وَهُوَ مَا وَقَعَ عَلَيْهِ الْفَعْلُ. It is that upon which the action took place. نحو أعبد الله أعبد الله. I worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Correct? So, lafz jalala, I don't say the action took place on that, but you get the أعبد الله. Okay? الأصل في المفعول به أن يكون بعد الفعل والفاعل. The original rule or the default rule of the maf'ul bihi is that it comes after the fa'il and thereafter the fa'il, then the maf'ul bihi. It comes at the end of these two. However, وَقَدْ يَتَقَدَّمُ عَلَى الْفَعْلِ وَالْفَاعِل. Sometimes it can come before both. Allah na'bud. It is Allah who we worship. By bringing it muqaddam, we create emphasis. So you have the fa'il and fa'il at the end. Maf'ul bihi comes right at the beginning. That's also a possibility. وَقَدْ يَتَقَدَّمُ عَلى الْفَاعِلِ وَحْدَهُ. Sometimes it comes before the fa'il alone. Meaning, you have the fa'il, then the maf'ul bihi, then the fa'il. So in this example, it comes before both of them, and this example, it comes before only the fa'il. So the default, normally, you get fa'il, fa'il, maf'ulun bihi, but you can change that structure and the order around. And the more you do taqdeem, remember the rule is, the more you bring something forward, the more taqdeem you have, the more emphasis it creates. Understood? Yes, a lot of these are basically things that we've already covered in Nahw books. It's just in the Arabic book before, just codifying and putting into Arabic the rules that we already know. الثالث المفعول فيه وهو ما وقع فيه الفعل من المكان أو الزمان. Now again, here you translate this. This ma is mawsul. So when you translate, you join the ma with the pronoun. However, after the ma, sometimes you have what? What kind of min do you have? A min which clarifies the ma. What is meant by the ma? So when you translate, you must merge the ma with the pronoun and that min was the majroor of the min. Correct? So how do you translate this? Maf'ul fi is that, and you put the makan and zaman. Is it that time? It is that time or place. Fihi, in which. Correct. It is that time or place in which the verb occurred. In which the verb occurred. You understand the translation? Yes. وَهُوَ مَا وَقَعَ فِيهِ الْفَعْلُ مِنَ الْمَكَانِ أَوِ الزَّمَانِ. It is that verb in which, it is that time or place in which the verb occurred. We already know maf'ul fihi means from Nahw. But the definition, وَهُوَ مَا وَقَعَ فِيهِ الْفَعْلُ مِنَ الزَّمَانِ أَوِ الْمَكَانِ. It is that time or place in which the verb or the action took place. Nahw, أحسني إلى أمك أبدا. So look, this is now what? The maf'ulun fihi of zaman. Ahsini, be good, be kind to your mother, abadan, always, at all times. Be kind, respectful, humble, obedient, dutiful, devout to your mother, abada, and at all times. فَإِنَّ الْجَنَّةَ تَحْتَ قَدَمَيْهَا مَفْعُول makan. Because Jannah lays under her feet. Obviously metaphorically. Yes? So Jannah lies at her feet, meaning Jannah is, when you obey her, Jannah will be right there. So here we have, this is what? Zaman. And this is what? Makan. So obey your mother at all times because Jannah lays under her feet. Understood? You following? Okay. يسمى المفعول فيه ظرفا. Now because obviously at the beginning we introduced as little few terms as possible, but the point of us studying Nahw is not just for the sake of Nahw, is to understand the Quran, the tafsir, the books of the scholars. So we need to know how different scholars operate and their method, their terminologies. So we've called it maf'ul fihi, but some scholars call it dharf. So if you see the word dharf, and sometimes the word dharf is used. So dharf is another name for maf'ulun fihi. Yusamma al-maf'ulu fihi. The maf'ulun fihi is also called dharf. So remember that if you see the word dharf somewhere, it can be in the meaning of maf'ul fi. So if you see the word dharf, make that note, make a mental note of that. Understood? Yes, everyone following? Now. الرابع المفعول له. We already know مفعول له. مفعول له shows the reason of the main verb. وهو ما وقع لأجله الفعل. ما with the he zamir, you translate it as what? It is that because of which. It is that because of which the action took place. Yes? نحو لا أرفع صوتي فوق صوت أبي توقيرا له. So look, I do not raise my voice. This is maf'ul fihi. This is maf'ul fihi. Look, maf'ul fihi above. So I do not raise my voice above the voice of my father. What's the reason? توقيرا له. مفعول به of توقير. Respect for him. Out of respect for him. So لا أرفع صوتي فوق صوت أبي توقيرا له. I do not raise my voice above the voice of my father out of respect. Understood? Next masala is يسمى المفعول له. The مفعول له is also called مفعولا لأجله. Yes, so we call it مفعول له, but what's it also called? Another name for مفعول له is what? What's another name for مفعول له? مفعول لأجله. أجل means for, reason, because of. So this is also, so some books have مفعول له, some have it مفعول لأجله. It's the same thing, same concept, same idea, but two different words from different scholars. Yes, understood? الخامس المفعول معه. The fifth is مفعول معه. What's the fifth? المفعول معه. وهو ما وقع معه الفعل. It is that with which the verb occurred. For example, يفنى المال. Wealth will perish. ويبقى بنو آدم وعمله. So now here, this is مفعول معه. Why? This example came already in Sutra, I think. ويبقى, yeah. Well, yeah, this is slightly different. So here, يفنى المال ويبقى بنو آدم وعمله. So in here we have, this is one sentence, finish. And this now shows عمله is مفعول معه. It shows what? The action, the baqa will happen, you will remain with the amal. It shows with which the verb of baqa, the verb of remaining, will take place with amal. So Banu Adam will remain with his deeds, along with his deeds. Understood? As-sadisu al-hal. We already know what hal is. The Arabic word is وَمَا هُوَ مَا يُبَيِّنُ. Bayyana is to what? Clarify. I won't say clarify. I would say here is explains, gives detail, explains or give details of hay'ah. We can say here the state, the condition. Okay, so the hal is that which gives or explains the state of the fa'il or the maf'ulun bihi. Yes, this is very simple. This is Arabic words for the terms that we've already been studying for over a year and a half. Nahu a'budullaha kha'ifan rajiya. So kha'ifan rajiya, they become the hal of the fa'il. How do you worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? With hope and in fear. This is the hal. Both of the two, you have two hals. Okay. Now, when we have a hal, the same way we have a man'ut nat. The nat is a long-term quality of the man'ut. The hal is a short-term quality of the man'ut. You don't call it man'ut. What do you call it instead? Dhul hal. So it's really dhul hal. Majrur state dhil hal. So la Buddha means escape. So literally means there is no escape for the hal away from the dhul hal. And that's not really a good translation. How do you translate it instead? It is necessary, or the dhul hal must have a hal. The hal must have a hal. So you say here, the hal must have. The hal must have a dhul hal. But literally, la is linafil jins. Buddha is the ism, and then this is the hal of that Buddha, and this is the khabar. There is no escape for the hal. From where? Where can he escape from? He can't escape from dhul hal. So the hal must have a dhul hal. The hal must have a dhul hal. Understood? Okay. The hal must have a dhul hal. Okay. You following? Understood? What's happened there? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Okay. Yes, the hal must have a dhul hal. Okay. وَيُسَمَّى ذُو الْحَالِ صَاحِبَ الْحَالِ. The dhul hal, because obviously dhu and sahib possess, owner of. So another name for dhul hal is what? Sahibul hal. You can call it sahibul hal as well. Understood? Everybody following me so far? Yes? Okay, and this is a more detailed rule, but for now, the basic we need to remember is Al-Ghalibi fi dhil hali an takuna ma'rifatan. So the dhul hal is going to be what? Ma'rifah. That's the difference between the dhul hal. So there are a few differences between the hal and the nat. In terms of meaning, the hal is usually short term. The hal is only at the time of the action. And the nat quality lasts before and after the action. In terms of i'rab, they match in ding, the man'ut and the nat. And in hal, dhul hal, they differ. The hal is always mansoob and nakira. And the dhul hal is always ma'rifah. So al-ghalibu fi dhil hal, usually, most of the times, the dhul hal will be what? Ma'rifah. Al-ghalibu fi dhil hali an takuna ma'rifatan. So the dominant rule or the usual rule is that the dhul hal will be ma'rifah. Correct? So the rule of the dhul hal is ma'rifah. Wal-aslu fil hali an takuna nakira. And the dhul hal will be what? What's the dominant rule what's the dominant rule of the hal? It should be what? What should it be? Nakira. Number one. And number two, it should be isman mushtaqan. It should be isman mushtaq. You already done this in a sughra fi tasrif. What's the isman mushtaq? And normally here ism al-fa'il or ismul what? Maf'ul. These two here. Yes, it must be an ism al-fa'il or this is dominant. And you have exceptions, a few rare exceptions. We'll do that in Kubra, inshallah. So regarding hal, there's a few new things we've done here regarding hal. Number one, regarding the hal was what? The first rule is that it must have a dhul hal. Number two, it what? It is usually what? The dhul hal is also called sahibul hal. The dhul hal will be ma'rifah and the hal will be nakira and a mushtaq. Understood? Following? Yes, and all G.
So,
so you, in what to recognize the dhul hal, this thing, what is this the hal of? Like whose state is this? And that's the dhul hal. Like when you have man'ut nat, you think, okay, who is this? Like kabirun. Obviously it's easy because they come together one after the other. But you think, well, this kabirun is describing the man. So this hal, what is it describing? Whose state is it? And whichever state it is, that becomes the dhul hal. Yeah? That's why the dhul hal, and always a ma'rifah word which is being described. At-tamyizu wa huwa ma yarfa'ul ibham. We mentioned before in the Arabic book, is that tamyiz removes ambiguity, clarification. So ambiguity is called what? Ibham. I'm not sure what happened to our eraser here. It's stuck. Yes. So ibham means ambiguity. Ambiguity. Yes. Tamyiz is that which removes ambiguity. Okay. Now this ambiguity can occur in a single word. Aye? So it removes. So tamyiz is that yarfa'u, you say lifts or elevates, but instead of that, what's a better word? Removes. Yes, it removes. So tamyiz is that which removes ambiguity from a mufrad al-mubham. Mufrad is a single word. There's one word. That one word is ambiguous. That one word is what? Ambiguous. So we do what? So for here, yawman is tamyiz. Why? It's removing the ambiguity from thalathun. The number thalathun is ambiguous. Thalathun or what? We don't know thalathun. Ramadan is 30 what? We know obviously from context it's 30 days, but 30, is it 30 hours, 30 minutes, 30, I don't know, 30, it could be anything, 30 years for argument's sake. So the yawman tells us what this thalathun is referring to. Obviously, when you have context you can remove it, but in itself, thalathuna is intrinsically, in itself it is ambiguous. It has what? Yes? Okay. Sometimes it can also remove, so it can remove the ambiguity from a single word, or it can remove ambiguity in a nisbah. Nisbah, you can translate it as a link, or you can translate it as an attribution. What does that mean? It means sometimes in the jumla, between the musnad and the musnad ilay, between the fa'il and the fa'il, or even the maf'ul sometimes, what can happen? We're not really understanding the link. The link is ambiguous. Okay? So for example, if we say zidni, zidni, oh Allah, increase me. So what's a bit ambiguous here? Like, okay, we want ziyada. The dua says zidni, increase me. But increase me in what? In ilm. So now, the word zada is not ambiguous. The word ni is not ambiguous. The file is not ambiguous. There's not a single word that's ambiguous. What's ambiguous? The nisbah, the nisbah that exists in the sentence. So the nisbah within the sentence is ambiguous. So now this tamyiz is removing the ambiguity not found in a single word. This yawman removes the ambiguity found in the word thalathun. But the word ilman removes the ambiguity found in the structure and the sentence and the nisbah and the link in zidni. Understood? Yes? So now we have here zidni rabbi zidni ilma, oh my Lord, remove from me what? Sorry, oh my Lord, increase me in knowledge. Do you understand what's happening here? Yes? And there's one rule regarding tamyiz. Al-aslu fi tamyizi an yakuna nakiratan. The dominant rule regarding the tamyiz that it is going to be what? It will be what? It will be nakira. Understood? So we'll stop here today inshallah and we'll continue tomorrow. Again, it's a lot of information, but all of this is basically just the Arabic that we have been doing. We've done all these rules in Sughra, we've done it in literature, we've done it in the Arabic book. It is the Arabic wording of these rules. Okay. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem. So inshallah we're continuing with the mansubat. So the next mansub we have is the mustasna. However, in the Sughra we simply said the mustasna is mansub. Here's a bit more detail. So the thamin, the eighth is al-mustasna fil istisna it-tam. In an istisna at-tam, the mustasna will be mansub. Now what is this istisna at-tam? We're discussing that and explaining that here. Nahu sajadu fasajadu illa iblis. So in here, iblis is a mustasna and the istisna is tam. How is it tam? We'll explain that in the next masala. So therefore, iblis becomes mansub. They all prostrated except iblis. Now, he says here, mas'ala. إذا ذكر المستثنى منه يكون الاستثناء تاما. And then obviously, so what does it say here? When the mustasna minhu is mentioned, when the mustasna minhu is mentioned, يكون الاستثناء تاما. The istisna will be considered to be tam. So if the mustasna minhu is mentioned, the istisna is going to be tam. إذا لم يذكر, if I hear wow, but wow, we better put a wow here. وإذا لم يذكر المستثنى. And when the mustasna minhu is not mentioned, the istisna will be غير تام. يكون الاستثناء غير تام. وحينئذ لا تعمل وحينئذ لا تعمل إلا. وحينئذ, then in that case. Yes, وحينئذ لا تعمل إلا. And illa here means the kalima of illa. So in this case, when you have istisna غير tam, then it will not do amal. For example, ma Muhammadun illa Rasul. Now this is istisna غير tam, because you have illa and there's no mustasna minhu from this. You know what I'm saying? There's no mustasna. It basically becomes a mubtada and the khabar harfu nafyin. This becomes a harfu hasr in this scenario. Because not in غير tam, most cases it becomes a harf. So for example, here, we got let's take the next example here. La na'budu illa Allah. Now here, if you look at this example, this is mustasna, isn't it? This is mustathna. Correct? This is mustathna. Now, in the mustasna, what are we doing mustasna from? Yes? There is no mustasna minhu mentioned. So what kind of istisna is this going to be? Istisna غير tam. Now let's say for example we had similar structure. We have here لا نعبد أحدا إلا الله. Yes? So now in here, what is this? Istisna tam or غير tam? Second example. What's this going to be? This is going to be tam. Why is it going to be tam? Because ahadan is the mustasna minhu. Now in this scenario, when you have istisna ghayr tam, then it's not an istisna. So basically, this becomes a maf'ulun bihi. This becomes maf'ulun bihi. So la is harfu nafyin, and this is harfu hasrin, to create emphasis. We only worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes? La na'budu illa Allah. We only worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Maf'ul bihi. And in here, this is a maf'ulun bihi. And what does this become? The mustathna. Do you understand? Now, is this coincidental that both are mansoob? So if you have another example, let's say for example, if I said here, Ja'a ar-rijalu illa khalidan. Is this tam or ghair tam? The top one. This is tam. Why? Because the mustasna minhu is mentioned. The mustasna minhu, so it's going to be what? Istisna'un tam. And here the mustasna minhu is not mentioned, so it's ghair tam. Now in this case now, illa does not make the word after it mansoob. And in here, illa is making it mansoob. Do you understand? And this already came in the Arabic book, but just for those who haven't done the Arabic book, just get it. Yes? So this, in summary, is if you have an istisna'u tam, the illa will make the word after it mansoob. And if it's not istisna'u tam, it will become what? It would, according to the amil, you would just ignore, drop the negative. So you would basically drop the negative particle, drop the illa, and whatever it becomes na'budullah, that would be the amal. Correct? And if it's istisna'u tam, there's a mustasna minhu, then it will become mansoob. Is that clear? Does everyone understand this? Yeah? Okay. Any questions regarding this before we go on to the i'rab? Okay. Now, sajadna sujudan. How do you do this? Sajadna. We say sajadna fa'lun madin. What will it be? Fa'lun madin. Mabniun alas. Sukun sajad. The na is going to be fa'il. Marfu'un mahallan. Mabni alas sukun na. And it says sujood is maf'ulun mutlaq. Mansubun bil fathati. Yes? Is that clear? Allah na'bud. We will say here. We say lafzul jalala maf'ulun bihi muqaddam mansubun bil fathati. Okay? So Allah, so lafzul jalala is maf'ulun bihi muqaddam mansubun bil fatha. So you have this label as muqaddam in this scenario. And then na'bud is fa'il, the fa'il is zamir mustatir nahnu. Okay? كأحسني إلى أمك أبدا فإن الجنة تحت قدميها. Let's do the whole i'rab of this. So what will be ahsini? How do you do i'rab ahsini? Ahsini be what? Ahsini be what? Ahsini be what? Yeah, you say ahsini fa'lu amrin. And then we say here what? Mabniyun ala hazfin noon. Okay, we'll do the i'rab of. You see what happens here? In the beginning book, we just said it's majzoom. And that's one opinion as well as majzoom. Other books have it as what? Mabni ala alamat al-jazmi. And why is this? You'll do that in the bigger books. So, easy ways what we did in the Nahw book for beginners, the basic is majzoom. That's the opinion of the Ahlul Kufa. But not the Ahlul Basra, and the one that most people use is this. They say what? It's mabni, but what's it mabni on? The majzoom alama. So majzoom ala mabni ala sukun or mabni ala hazfin noon. You get it? So whatever the mabni alama is, whatever the majzoom alama is, it can mabni on that. It's kind of complicating it a bit for a beginner, but that's what they do. And that's a more common opinion. So it's fa'lu amrin. You can say mazoomun ala hazfin noon or mabni ala hazfin noon. And mabni is more asah, more correct. Okay? Ila is harfun jar, ummi, majrurun bil kasra. Ki becomes what? Mudhafun ilay. Majrurun mahallan, mabni ala kasri. Yes? And then the shibul jumla becomes what? What does shibul jumla become? The shibul jumla becomes maf'ulun. Correct, maf'ulun bihi ghayr sari. So be good to your mother. And then abadan becomes what? Maf'ulun fihi mansubun bil fatha. Yes? Okay? And then you have here fa bi harfu atf, inna mushabun bil fa'il, janna is mansubun bil fatha, ismu anna. Tahta becomes what then? Tahta becomes what? Maf'ulun fihi mansubun bil fatha. And then what become? And it becomes what? Become maf'ulun fihi, but maf'ulun fihi of what? What's become maf'ulun fihi? Limahdhufin. Yes, limahdhufin. Because remember, the shibul jumla, it becomes mahdhuf to a hidden verb. So it's not, yeah, limahdhufin, mahdhufin, taqdiruhu istaqarra. Yes? And the tahta become maf'ul fi of that. Yeah? So tahta qadamayha is maf'ul fihi of a mahdhuf taqdir istaqarra, and then it becomes maf'ul fi, and then mansub bil fatha. La arfa'u sawti, la is what? What's la going to be? La is going to be harfu nafyin mabni al sukun. أرفع فعل مضارع مرفوع بالضمة فاعل ضمير أنا مستتر تقديره is مبني إذا محلا مرفوع. What does صوتي become? صوتي becomes what? What does that become? مفعول به منصوب مفعول به منصوب correct منصوب بفتحة مقدرة so it's really بصوت but because of the ya becomes صوتي and he has مضاف إليه مجرور محلا. فوق becomes what? What فوق become? فوق becomes what? مفعول فيه then منصوب بالواء منصوب بالفتحة. صوتي becomes what? مضاف إليه مجرور بالكسرة. and then أبي becomes what? مضاف إليه and then what? مضاف إليه مجرور بالكسرة. and then yeah. You can say كسرة مقدرة, you can say كسرة. There are two opinions regarding that. and توقيرا له وتوقيرا become توقيرا مفعول له. the reason مفعول له منصوب بالفتحة. and then what do you say here? the له, the lam, this شبه الجملة becomes what? What does this شبه الجملة become? This becomes what? This become مفعول به, not مفعول به of what? للتوقير. becomes مفعول به of مفعول به للتوقير because my توقير is a master, isn't it? So it's an عامل, it's مفعول به of توقير. You understand that? So that شبه الجملة becomes the مفعول به of توقير. Understood? Yes, you got it? Everybody following? Yes? Any questions? Yeah? Yeah. وشبه الجملة is مفعول به of توقير منصوب محلا. Yeah, we got that here as well. يفنى المال ويبقى بنو آدم وعمله. So then you have from here يفنى is فعل مضارع منصوب بضمة مقدرة is really يفنى. الضمة changes to an alif يفنى. So الضمة مقدرة مال is what? مرفوع بالضمة is a فاعل. واو حرف أت. يبقى فعل مضارع مرفوع بالضمة مقدرة يبقى you becomes يبقى. بنو is what? What's بنو? بنو becomes what? فاعل then مرفوع بالواوي بنو. and آدم becomes what? مضاف إليه مجرور with what? بالفتحة because غير منصرف. Now what is wow? Now you label this wow as what? We say the wow is wow al-ma'iyya. This wow gives the meaning of ma'iyya, meaning along with. So al-wow wow al-ma'iyya mabniyatun ala al-fath. Yes, in I'rab you say this wow is wow al-ma'iyya mabni ala al-fath. Okay, and amala become maf'ul ma'ahu mansub bil fatha because maf'ul ma'ahu so maf'ul bi fatha and then lahu mudaf ilayhi etc. Yes? You following? Understood? Yes. No, it's not. Banu is not Asma al-Khamsa. Banu is mulhaq bi Jam'u Salim. So Banu has the same rule as Jam'u Salim. It's not Jam'u Salim, but it has the same rule as Jam'un Salim. Jam'un Salimun. We'll do that inshallah in the I'rab section. A'budullaha khaifan rajan is quite simple. Khaifan, halim min al-fa'il becomes the fa'il. Even rajin both become the hal of the fa'il. When you do I'rab of the hal, you need to put the hal of what? So you know. Is it a hal of the fa'il, hal of the maf'ul bihi, hal of the maf'ul bihi ghayr sarih, the zamir, the noun in the ghayr sarih. So you need to mention that. Zidni ilma, فعل أمر مبني على السكون زدني, and then أنت ضمير مستتر فاعل مرفوع محلا, and then the noon. So here. Okay, so now here. So you got zid. Zid is what? فعل مضارع. فعل أمر مبني على السكون. Yes, is that clear? That's easy to everybody. Everyone. What's the fa'il? The أنت ضمير مستتر فاعل مرفوع محلا. The أنت. So you increase. Let me say here. The noon is noonul wiqaya. With the noonul wiqaya before? When you have a zamir mutakallim, the I maf'ul bihi. Now if you say zidi, it sounds like a verb like kitabi. So after the fa'il, madi mudari or amr, when there's a ya mutakallim, and it's in a mansoob state, instead of just saying the E, you add the word, you add a noonul wiqaya. So wiqaya means what? Wiqaya literally means a shield. What does it mean? A shield. So this noon shields the verb from becoming a noun or sounding like a noun. It protects the noon. It protects the verb. So zid E, zidi. But you don't say zidi because it sounds like a verb. So say zidni. Rabbi zidni. So this noon is called noonul wiqaya mabni al kasra. Do you understand? Innani hadani rabbi. Yes? Khalaqani. So khalaqa wa idha maridtu fa huwa yashfini, but obviously yashfini, and noon is noonul wiqaya. Do you understand? So after a fa'il, and sometimes after the harf mushabbahun bil fa'il, before the ya, you add a noon. That noon is called noonul wiqaya. The noon which protects the verb or the harf mushabbahun bil fa'il. Understood? And then the ya is maf'ulun bihi muqaddam. Maf'ulun bihi muqaddam. Is it muqaddam? No, it's not muqaddam. That's a mistake. It says, yeah, the ya is not maf'ul. It's called maf'ul bihi. So you don't call it muqaddam because it's in the right place. It's maf'ulun bihi. I don't see it being muqaddam. Yeah, that's probably a mistake. Yeah, so zidni. So maf'ulun bihi. So remove the muqaddam, yes? Mansubun mahallan mabniyun ala sukoon. It is mabni with the sukoon. Correct? And then the ilman becomes tamyiz mansubun bil fatha. And those of you who are thinking a bit deeper, some people have said is what? What do you think the other opinion regarding ilman is? Not tamyiz, but what do other people make it to be? Any thoughts? What else? Yeah, some others said maf'ulun bihi thani. Maf'ulun bihi thani. It's another opinion regarding this verse. And you can have a look at it when you get deeper in tafsir, inshallah. Okay, فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا إِبْلِيسِ فاعل حرف عطف. سجدوا is فعل مضارع فعل ماضي مبني على السكون. I'm sorry, مبني على الضم. فسجدوا then the واو is فاعل مبني على السكون. إلا is حرف الاستثناء مبني على السكون. And إبليس becomes what? إلا حرف الاستثناء مبني على السكون or مبنية على السكون because it's a حرف إلا. Correct? So إلا مبنية على السكون. And then Iblis becomes mustasna. And again, you have to mention mustasna from what? So you can be very clear. It's mustasna from the fa'il. So they prostrated except Iblis. Yes, mustasna min al-fa'il. Yes, فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا Iblis. They prostrated except Iblis. He was the one who refused to prostrate. Understood? And then مَا مُحَمَّدٌ إِلَّا رَسُولٌ. We already done the i'rab of this before. When you have istisna غير tam, then you say what? You say مَا حرف النفي مبني السكون. Then Muhammad mubtada maf'ul bi dhamma, and you don't call it harfu istisna here. You call it what? Adatu hasrin or harfu hasrin. You call it adat or harfu hasrin because this is not to exempt anything. This simply creates emphasis with the illa and the ma coming together. The ma and the illa come together and it becomes what? Harfu hasr. Yes, it creates emphasis. So you don't call it, if it's a norm, if it's istisna'un tam, then it becomes what? If it's istisna'un tam, then it will become mustasna minhu and mustasna. But if it's not istisna tam, it becomes what? Adatu hasrin. And you can say here again, mabniyatun ala sukun again, because illa is mabni, all huruf are mu'annath. And the rasul becomes a khabar. So basically, you can't eliminate them, but this, in your mind, if you remove both of them, what would you get? That would give you the tarkib and the i'rab. Similarly, la na'budu illa Allah is istisna ghayr tam. If you just remove this and this, we get fa'il, fa'il, maf'ul bihi. That will be the i'rab. So la bi harfu nafyin, mabni al-sukun, na'budu fa'il mudari, marfu'un bi dhamma, the nahnu zamir mustatir, fa'il marfu'un mahallan. And illa, again, you wouldn't call it what? You wouldn't call it harfu istisna, you call it what? Harfu hasrin, or again, you call it adatu hasrin. Either one would be fine. And then mabniyatun ala sukun is mabni on sukun, and then the lafz jalala is maf'ulun bihi. You wouldn't call it mustasna because not istisna utam, so it doesn't have the role of istisna. Understood? Everyone following? Yeah? Everyone understand what's going on? Any questions regarding any questions from anyone? Okay, we can stop here inshallah. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta wa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.